When was the last time? I do this every time I take a hiatus. But the last time I uploaded a YouTube video, Zach LaVine was still a Chicago Bull, so that should let you just know how long I've been about the way. But hey, here we are. I'm back in front of my camera, ready to have this real conversation with my people. And I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna speak my mind, speak as if I was just speaking to myself. So here we go. How about that? Um, where is LeFarewell tour going to take place? I'm assuming this is going to be LeBron's last stop. Um, and it's been a few days. I'm not gonna lie, the way I've been dragging this thing. I've been supposed to make a video about this, bro, but you know, me and LeBron just taking our sweet ass time. So here we go. Um, but I just don't want to see him go back to Cleveland, man. Like, I went to the barbershop talk. I'm sitting in a chair and I can't say the wrong thing because the man's got the Clippers behind me, and he determines how my life goes pretty much for the next 2.5 weeks until I spin a block. But that's another conversation. They say at my barbershop, OG Scooter, shout out Stacy. They were saying they think LeBron finna go back to farewell tour. Yeah, he finna do it for the fans, they say. And that's the argument, bro. People are giving out for the farewell tour again. Yeah, Cleveland's in 3. Um, let's be real, guys. They messed that up. I don't even think LeBron was supposed to be a Laker in reality. But so be it. They think after what I seen Cleveland do in the first round versus Toronto, they choked that lead. I forget what it was, game 3, game 4 or something. I think in the fourth quarter, I saw like a backcourt violation or two. Donovan Mitchell was getting pressed up on full court by Jamal Sheed, couldn't breathe. I didn't like it. They went to 7. I honestly think Toronto should have beat Cleveland. Had no clue how they ended up in the ECF. But if we stay consistent, by the way, mind the quality for the camera. As you can see, the setting. We are in vacation. We got some things to attend to later on today. So we're out of place. We're not in the current setup. You will see the setup soon. We got some things on the way. Yeah, Cleveland. It just doesn't make sense. I don't think they're winning. I'm not gonna say they're a winning team. I'm not gonna say they're not a winning team, but they don't really move me, bro. They're not really moving me off my spot. I think the James Harden experience at this stage, he's not what he once used to be. Every now and then, like, he's a good additional piece for sure, but I don't know. Evan Mobley, I'm not really sure if he's. I got some things to say about Evan Mobley. I'm a big Evan Mobley fan. Let me put that out there. I'm a believer, but I don't think the ascension is quite what we thought. I don't want to put projections on people. I don't want to put labels. But if we're being real, Evan Mobley, his player build, his archetype of skill set, he should be top 10. He should be in MVP considerations. And I don't know, Cleveland, they just don't move me like that. They underachieve consistently, whether it be with the Donovan Mitchell core, and you can't argue that Donovan Mitchell was a underachiever, career underachiever. Going back to Utah with Gobert, the experiment didn't go well. I think they blew a 3-1 lead in the bubble or something like that. They blew some crazy lead. They should have, and then they lost to Dallas. They got done in by Jalen Brunson. Little did we know. So you can say Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, all these people, Jared Allen, these people, they've had some success, but they ain't never really won shit. And I don't think LeBron is going to be, at this stage, LeBron is going to be the one to go back and change that whole team around. I think you need to get LeBron around some proven young talent. Like, not like the 76ers. I was going to say this next team I was going to talk about, but first I'm going to talk about Philly. I'm going to go about the teams. The final 4 teams I think he mentioned was, he didn't say Cleveland, but we all know Cleveland is forever in the mix. So I said Cleveland is his least likely of the final destinations. And then I think Philadelphia 76ers is the least likely next. Even though I do think it could be good. They just got Jaylen Brown. Tyrese Maxey would be really nice dynamic to play off LeBron as a movement shooter. I really like that. He's really good with the ball in his hands, but I like to see him unlock another facet into his game with LeBron finding him off ball and him running off a pin down or wherever it may be, just being able to understand the spacing of the game and use his speed to open things up for that offense as well. And Joel Embiid, I haven't even spoken about him, but would he be able to do running action off LeBron as well? That would be really LeBron and Anthony Davis won a championship, so you don't think LeBron and MVPs uh, in Joel Embiid? I understand he's not what he once used to be, but I still like the level of they would. I guess they'd be really top heavy. They would be really top heavy. They did just draft Lebanon Phil, or I forget. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. I don't want to butcher it, but a nice young guard after giving up McCain for no reason. So he looks to be the McCain fill-in, the spark plug off the bench. Swag Hollywood, Swag Tsunami. I don't know if he's still there anymore. I think free agency came and gone. So he's probably up out of there. I can check right now real quick. Yeah, he's on the Pacers now. Kelly Oubre, not there no more. Drummond is in the mix. So they got some holes to fill up, bro. If LeBron goes to the 76ers, like I said, it'd just be really top heavy. But I do like the talent. I do like that core they would have. It's a legit championship core. I could see that being a legit option. But at this stage in LeBron's career, I don't think he's necessarily looking to be the number one. And I think he kind of got a glimpse of that as with the Luka deal. I know that definitely blindsided him for sure. With the Lakers already kind of thinking ahead and stuff like that, they definitely didn't inform him of that trade with Anthony Davis or whatever. You could speculate with whatever it is, but it's another conversation. But I don't think LeBron is looking to be the number one. So he's looking to go around a legit team with a legit core, and he's looking to be the thing to take that team over the top, which is why I think he's also not going to the Golden State Warriors, because maybe if Jimmy Butler was healthy, he wasn't coming off a torn ACL. I'm not too sure because I know he tore his ACL a little bit ago. The date is kind of foggy. I've been paying attention to basketball, okay, but this is me easing back into things, okay? We gonna be back on our P's and Q's. Just chill, okay? I'm sorry I don't have the date off the top of my head when he tore his ACL, but I don't imagine he'd be ready for the start of the season. And I do think LeBron. This is not his last year, but I think this is going to be his last team, his last go around. And in that same sense, I think he wants to have a clear runway to be able to contend and push for a championship. Because I think he wants to get, at this point, like there's nothing else for him to do in the game of basketball. It's not just for a singular championship or anything. I think he still wants to be able to win and be competitive and ultimately chase Jordan, I guess, if you want to put it that way, and get another ring, chase Kobe, chase Jordan. So he wants number 5, he wants number 6, he wants to see if he can get number 7. I think Bron probably played to around 29, 30, 20, 30, just so he can say he played in, what is that, 3 decades, 3 different decades? That's insanity. That's insanity, bro. That's insanity. But maybe that's just me projecting. I'm not LeBron James. I'm not Rich Paul. I'm not Clutch Sports. Maybe the Vans is outside to hearing me listening to this. But nah, that's just an idea, kind of just loosely how I think he's thinking. Bottom line, this is not just a 1-year thing and then he's out of here. I think he's going to be here for maybe 2, maybe 3 years. So they should be set up to contend for the foreseeable future. The Warriors did just have a decent little draft. I see Yaxel Lindenberg, bro, from Michigan. He's okay. He's hooping. I know he's like 23 or so, but he's seasoned. He can come in already, give valuable minutes. He doesn't have to start, but he can be a nice contributor off the bench. The Warriors do have depth. They have pods. Looney did just dip. He did just get some money. He did just get paid. I think Looney would have been nice to see with LeBron James. I don't like the Warriors' lack of rebounding, but because if LeBron goes in there, LeBron is essentially going to have to be playing small ball 5 next to Draymond. So that's going to be the front court. And that's another thing. I don't think LeBron wants to be able to. I do think LeBron at this stage of his career is more suited as a power forward, probably the perfect 4. A little bit of foot speed loss on the perimeter. It's not like he's no slouch, but definitely more of a power forward. But I don't think LeBron is best suited next to a Draymond Green. I think he needs a rim protector. So, but not needless to say, LeBron and Steph Curry. Come on, how many 2K? Do I have to say anything? That's what we've been playing 2K with. my team. It's video game. That offense, instant offense. Is it better? Is it better pairing than LeBron and Luka? I do think so because Steph Curry, like, he doesn't need the ball. That's kind of what I was talking about with Tyrese Maxey. Steph Curry's the ultimate example of that. That offense would be insane, but there was no Klay Thompson there. There's no Klay Thompson there. This is not a prime Draymond Green. This is not a prime Golden State Warriors team. This is not Jimmy Butler coming off the injury. So Golden State, for that reason, I don't think they are as good of a team as the Minnesota Timberwolves, which is my number 2 option. And number 1, I guess you can kind of, by process of elimination, if you're really tapped in, you know where I'm going with number 1. That's why I'm leaving them for the last, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We'll get there in a little bit. But why go up north? Why go in the cold? Why go in the cold? Why go from LA to Minnesota? I think there's serious things to be said about LeBron's GOAT conversation if he saves 2 garbage-ass poverty franchises and gets them rings. He did it with his hometown Cleveland, so why can't he do it in Minnesota? And he's got no ties to Minnesota, nothing really. They don't own nothing, but they, especially with the LaMelo Ball trade, and they kind of, I'm not too sure about Minnesota's cap situation, but I do know they had to get rid of Nas Reed. A lot of people, Julius Randle essentially for free. One of the cap spots they had. Essentially, I don't think they'll be financially burdened to go out and make a move for LeBron James. LeBron isn't necessarily looking for financial freedom in this next contract. I don't think he needs that. By the way, LeBron, just half a percentage, maybe just half, 0.5. I'll take 1, bro. Let me stop panhandling, bro. Let me stop trolling. Minnesota, the fit with LaMelo Ball, the fit with Anthony Edwards, 2 young guns, kind of, not even kind of established. They are established. They have enough years under their belt in the league to understand their niche, understand the game of basketball, but to still say that there is another level that they can transcend to. And we were seeing that with LaMelo this year, how they were playing, how the Hornets were playing. They kind of looked like they finally had some culture. So it was a really weird move for them to go out and finally trade, but finally trade him. But I, for whatever reason, it's too hot. Running over kids, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Running over kids at feet. Running over kids, bro. That's crazy. Yo, I guess they had to get up out of here. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But he's in Minnesota now, and he's teamed up with AE5. I think this is. I already think Melo is kind of matured more, say, in his game, personality wise. Like I'm not really, but we can't say we've seen LaMelo Ball kind of grown up throughout the years. So I think there's more to tap into with him. And the Timberwolves have been lacking that facilitator that LaMelo Ball has that ability to be. If you know me, some of my friends in person, I've said LaMelo Ball passing ability wise is like Magic Johnson. He could be this new age Magic Johnson. It sounds crazy per se, but he's got that rare ability to find people in the court vision. So I think he could be a legit facilitator. He offers the floor spacing as well, that you would need around a Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards, guys to play off of, and AE5. Top 5 player in the league, borderline top 5, you want to say, but he's a superstar, legit superstar, all NBA top 15 guy, consistently year in, year out. So he's top 15, he's elite. To pair that up with LaMelo Ball, to pair that up with LeBron James, who can still definitely be all NBA top 15 player, even at age 40, whatever, 41, 42. And through on, like I said, the next 2-3 years. Rudy Gobert under contract. They got a lot of young guys. Yoan Berenjay, he can come off the bench and play. They kept Terrence Shannon. They did not trade him. He can come off the bench, play. Some of these young guys, it's time for them to step up, start getting these minutes too. DiVincenzo, I know he tore his Achilles. I'm not sure if he'll still be under contract after undergoing rehab and stuff like that. But with Minnesota, they got the depth, they got the talent. They won't be too top heavy. They got the experience. Really, the only thing you can say basketball wise, you can't say anything negative basketball wise about Minnesota. That's why they're my number 2. The reason they're not number 1 over Miami, South Beach, is because of the setting and LeBron's prior history. So I guess we'll go ahead and we'll talk about South Beach right now. I didn't mention Jaden McDaniels too, by the way. Let me talk about Minnesota lineup wise. Let me talk about that, the interchangeability. LeBron doesn't have to be the number one defender, or you can switch McDaniels and LeBron off the perimeter. LeBron can play the four. I'd say McDaniels more on the three. But look at that lineup: LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, LeBron James, Rudy Gobert. You got the shooting, you got the offensive, you got rim presence, playmaking, whatever you want, defensive switchability, versatility. Even no matter what you want to say about LaMelo Ball, he's 6'7", long arms, and he anticipates passing lanes well. He can read the passing lanes as well. I like to say that a lot with good court generals. Normally, how do I word this? when you can pass the ball, you can dish it well, you're able to read passing lanes just as well. So I think that ability translates well over to defense as well. So I think LaMelo Ball in that regard is underrated. And that's why I'm saying he gets in Minnesota, a situation like that, Chris Finch is going to be able to push him. I think we can see him maybe not lead the league in deflections. I'm not going to come out here and say it'll be like Paul George or Caruso, nothing like that. But we can start to see his deflection numbers get up there more and start to wreak more havoc on the defensive end of the floor. I think it's going to be a good presence for him to be in Minnesota, especially if LeBron James goes over there too. With the prior history he has with playing with Lonzo and, relatability. Enough about Minnesota. Let me go out there and talk about Giannis, South Beach, Davion Mitchell, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bam Adebayo. The only thing I can say with Miami, they would desperately need shooting. Desperately need shooting. I think LeBron would be the best shooter on the roster, honestly, day one if he signed with Miami. And that could be coming any day now, and I don't see any other moves for Miami. So Duncan Robinson, I don't think Duncan Robinson is on the Heat anymore. I'm washed, bro. I'm freaking washed. I should notice. Yeah, he's on the Pistons last time I checked. So, yeah, he's on the Pistons. Um, so who does Miami even have to shoot the pill? Nobody. Genuinely nobody. And if they do, they're like Nikola Jovic. He can't shoot. He's not a shooter. So Davion Mitchell and LeBron James would be the best shooters. But needless to say, defensively, top three, I think. LeBron's not a peak defender at this stage in his career, but LeBron James, to say he's a net negative defensively, if you put LeBron James around a bunch of pit bulls, bro, he's gonna shape tape for him, bro. It's gonna raise his level. I still think LeBron James is top 25, top 30 in the league. Just because he might not be. He didn't make all NBA this year, cool, whatever, bro. I'm still taking LeBron James over a lot of guys. LeBron James or Jaylen Brown. If you put LeBron James on the Celtics this season, and replace the Jaylen Brown, how far do they go? So that's kind of even if you don't think LeBron at this stage of his career is better than Jaylen Brown or Bam Adebayo, you don't think they're the same player, but where's the gap in level? And the gap in if you want to talk about athleticism, even though like really 42-year-old LeBron, over the hill LeBron, he's still more athletic than 70% of the league. He makes up for it in IQ, experience, and just the floor raising ability of LeBron James. So I'm factoring that in with Miami, even though they don't have shooting. Bam Adebayo at his peak. You don't want to say Giannis is really at his peak, but he's well rested at this point. He's on a new organization. He's maybe 4 years removed from the MVP, and we just saw the performances he was having these past 2 seasons. When he grabbed Benedict Matherin's neck and he tried to sun him, like that's still in him, bro. He's still top 5. He's still top 3. Let's be real. So top 3 player in the world, plus a guy that just broke Kobe's scoring record, and you add LeBron James up on that. Davion Mitchell, top 5, top 10 guard defender in the league, perimeter defender in the league. That is a championship caliber team in the East. definitely in the East. And that's another factor too. The Eastern Conference is way more open than the Western Conference, so LeBron is comfortable in the East. We know about that. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Minnesota, another case for Minnesota. If they do add the Vegas team, they do add Vegas and they add the Supersonics back in the West. Minnesota moves to the East, and LeBron can compete in the East still from that point on. But that's just more hypotheticals and more things that have to go right, shake out a certain way. But the LeBron decision is coming soon. This video should be up soon. I'm recording this on July 18th, so yeah, let's see. Bron, I really want him to go to Minnesota. My personal pick, I want him to go to Minnesota, but realistically, I think objectively he's gonna go to the Miami Heat. So we'll see. He could just throw us for a loop. We'll see, who knows. But if he goes to the Golden State Warriors, bro, the conversations we finna have, I'm finna make a whole different type of video. Cause sheesh, we was talking about KD going to the Warriors. I know it's a completely different thing, but nah, bro, I just couldn't stomach that. But like I said, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Shout out to Caleb Wilson, Baby Jordan. Brown, we on that ass.